Hey everyone, how's it going? It's either real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a VeVe OMI update video. We are going to throw some DEVVE and DEFINITY in there, but am I Bane from The Dark Knight Rises? Because that part comes later. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, smashing that super thanks button down below, super chats as well. Normally I'd wait for a couple people to get here, but I did tell a couple of other people that the first few minutes of this is probably something they wouldn't want to miss. I've been contacted multiple times, but most recently a couple days ago by a friend saying like, hey, Randy, I know you finally started diversifying, this last year. You have something outside of VeVe and outside of OMI, and I think that's good. And I know you said that your plan is to go in and to buy more OMI, but you have 200 million now. I think that's enough. When your other stuff goes up, get a house, get something, don't put any more into OMI, because you have to take a hard look at what the negatives could possibly be. What if they don't solve this? What if they don't, get these users? What if these things that don't happen? And they're absolutely correct. You do have to look at that possibility. And I do. But I also weigh that against the possibilities of the good things happening. And in my opinion, the higher percentage chance is on the good things happening. Here's a couple of reasons. In 2021 and 2022, there were countless NFT projects that were able to raise a couple $1 million from VCs on the sole aspect of we're an NFT company. And they took estimates of what they'd likely sell and the growth of the market, and 98% of those have closed their door. Because if they overextended themselves on their run rate, they didn't have a working product by the end of it, and there was no intellectual property that people could identify with. It proved that pixelated 2D pictures of animals would not be the end-all be-all for digital collectibles. People need something that has a history, as well as something that they trust. The VeVe company has a top IP in the world, from Disney to Star Wars to Marvel to DC, Universal, all nostalgic brands with everyone's favorite characters. Theoretical question. If you were a hedge fund manager and you had the option to sell your clients on digital collectibles, what would you pick? Pixelated 2D pictures of random animals, or high-end 3D digital collectibles of Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman? These things that you can take pictures of with augmented reality? That's not even a hard call. The next thing you need to look at is the CEO. Who runs the company? Are they a CEO who's there just to think quarterly and receive bonuses in the short term? Or are they the original owner and they do it because they're passionate about what they do? Elon Musk is the owner and CEO of Tesla. No one else can do what he does in the way that he does because of his intelligence, experience, and intimate knowledge of electric vehicles, which is disrupting the internal combustion engines market. David Yu has been a winning entrepreneur award since he was a teenager. Excuse me. He's the only teenager to ever get the Pokemon license. He has over 30 years of collecting experience, has several successful businesses in the industry, and the digital collectibles are disrupting the multi-billion-dollar collectibles market. You want to know the biggest issues that my clients had when I was buying and selling Pokemon cards? It was their wives telling them that they ran out of room. The physical collecting hobby has its limits because of the space. This problem is immediately solved with the disruptive technology of digital collectibles. There are very few people who are willing to work 60 hours a week and then that's working for someone else. Even fewer who will do 90 to 100-hour weeks working for themselves. David is one of those people, and in the same way that kids nowadays say real recognizes real, business owners who are workhorses can recognize their own. I have it. Some of my investors have it. And I can tell you that David has it. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you do it. David is building a dream company that I believe can be one of those rare trillion-dollar companies one day. I don't know what you're thinking. Well, didn't you say the collectibles market was just a multi-billion-dollar industry? How do you get $1 trillion out of that? Well, Mark Zuckerberg, obviously. Crazy, but also crazy smart. From Facebook to buying Instagram and WhatsApp, he doesn't miss. And he's incredibly effective at remaining relevant. He currently has a run rate of about $25 billion per year that he's spending on the metaverse. And if he didn't have 40,000 people looking for bad content on his platform so that he could ban them, he'd have a run rate even higher than that. This run rate should sustain for the next few years until he ups it again. And conservatively, by 2032, he'll have spent $250 billion on the metaverse. He's not doing that because the metaverse is just going to be worth $500 billion. He's doing it because it's a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. And sure, Facebook will make its money back and more, but it's already over $1 trillion market cap. Keep this in mind. The better ROI will be had in a company that has a lot of room to grow. Those VCs who ran through millions at random NFT projects, they will cream themselves to buy VeVe's OMI token because of the high-end collectibles and the ability to use them in the metaverse, especially when they figure out that David is incorporating these characters with AI. The metaverse is to NFTs as what Viagra is to a green M&M. And when everyone realizes that the OMI token is the main currency of the VeVeverse, we will pop off like one of Elon Musk's rockets. We have the product, the problems it solves, and we have the leader. But wait, Randy, isn't the thumbnail about Ben Rose? And in the title you said, this is how VeVe CEOs, plural, will make me a decamillionaire. Well, what about Ben Rose? He was on a call the other day. It was an interview with Comic Watch. The two guys from Comic Watch asked him a bunch of questions in an interview, and I was able to watch some of it finally. And they asked questions about Marvel, how'd you do this? And, he said what an NFT was, and they seemed fine with it. And then came a couple of questions that made me not want to make a live, and maybe just want to do a whole video, but I feel like I owed you guys this. One of the questions was, do you have everything in one place? Do you worry about it? Do you worry that it'll self-cannibalize at some point? And Ben says if you don't considerably grow your audience, you have the same people buying the same stuff, and it's not a growth game. He says a big part of what they focus on is exactly that. That's what Ben is doing there. Because Matt and Chad's audience might not be familiar with digital comics or VeVe. So it's important that people know of the alternative. We're all on the edge of our seats waiting for market. Another question is, how large of a team do you have? Ben says we have almost 100 now globally, including product people, community moderators, marketing, etc. And they use tech to streamline things. More on the moderators later. Either way, we have a bunch of people. And here's that $100 billion question. Where do you see the company in 5 to 10 years? Ben says in 5 years that will be a household name. There did not seem to be any question behind it. They will be a household name in 5 years. This is interesting because he's previously said in his short-term goals for 2025, it's to 4x the amount of monthly users. So when does it go from the 4x amount of active users to a household name? It's got to be somewhere in between, right? Wrong. From multiple interviews Ben's done, just by hearing him talk, not looking into his past, I see someone who thinks very quickly. I can tell by what some might consider a stutter. It happens with people who stutter, and also people whose minds think faster than their mouths can move. I'll bet you anything he has bad handwriting too. This tells me he was under-promising the VeVe community and will likely over-deliver this year. And I know, well, why say one thing to the VeVe community and another thing to a community outside of VeVe? He gave that answer months ago when he wasn't sure how it all was going to come together. But now that he's been able to assemble a team that I think he likes, he's becoming more confident in his abilities to give out these numbers. Ben would not have said this unless he was sure he could get close, shoot for the stars and land on the moon. And like I said before, he's very intelligent. After Binance, he could have gone anywhere. He chose to go with VeVe. Ben's cool. He's nice. He's hardworking, a bit of a nerd like us. But don't let that fool you. He's also very conscientious, orderly, and I suspect disagreeable. He's not just taking a job because he thinks it'll be fun, although it probably is for him. He's taking this job because he can make more money here than almost anywhere else. Well, Chavez, how do you know that? Because his benefits package is directly tied to the growth of the company. Ben's from Binance. He knows about cycles. He came in at damn near the bottom of the bear. With less than half the effort he's putting in now, he knew that he'd make money just because of the narrative that will surely hit. Digital collectibles will become cool again, regardless of what he's doing. But with him at the helm giving maximum effort, hundreds of thousands of people will come in. It was at this point I stopped watching the interview because I didn't need to see anymore. He's betting on 3 things. One is the company. The IP is the best in the world, and no other digital collectible company comes even close. Any license that wants to get into digital collecting will have to either go through VeVe, or they'll have a very difficult time on their own. As has been proven in the past, it's likely any new company would go bust. 2 is the community. YouTubers such as myself, Crypto Rain, Dr. Stuff, people that host spaces such as OMI, Emoji, and VeVe Magic. Other influencers with hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, such as Pro the Doge and Andre Jick, all of us have made content on VeVe for free without so much as a single dime being given to us. It's nothing but heart and passion. We want to make content on this stuff because it's awesome. Not to mention, it'll be a huge flex to be able to say we knew and talked about this before anyone else did. Now, what happens when they start to incentivize people to talk about it? I think hundreds, if not thousands more come in, even if it's just for the payday. VeVe will get around easier than a successful streetwalker. And number 3 is himself. I joked with Ben once saying that he was probably a workaholic. Sorry, the alcoholic is me. He joked back, did his best Greta Thunberg impression, and said, "How dare you?" like he was offended. But he didn't say I was wrong. He knows how to grow a company. He did so at Binance. He's now hired someone else he worked with at Binance. And as I've said in previous videos, there's multiple benefits to working with the same team. He's also hired someone else from Twitch, someone who knows how to build the benefits packages that will attract the biggest streamers and influencers. I know a few have had meetings and are interested already. Some have hundreds of thousands of followers and some have millions. Ben's hiring people that you gather if you want to go on a quest. They're the best at what they do. And that in conjunction with Ben's specialized skills in leadership, revenue, and profit growth and marketing, I'm confident that VeVe does become a household name and that the OMI token will make me a decamillionaire. What's better than a king? A pair of kings. And that's what we have with our CEOs at VeVe. And that's why I did something crazy. And now I have 220 million OMI. I get it. The people a lot smarter than me have said, hey, should probably stop that. You should probably diversify a little bit more. You should probably stop putting so much into crypto. But I see this clearly, more clearly than anyone. And that's I told someone the first 10 or so minutes would be pretty good. I hope it sufficed for them. Anywho, let's oh god, there's a lot of comments already. Let's get this bread and let's get to the rest of this news, shall we? Let's take a look at what the OMI token's doing today. The OMI token's up about 3.2% at 0003178. Also, in order to get this amount of OMI, I will unfortunately have to take off a couple of days next week from streaming and doing other stuff. I will be busy paying off that debt. It is not a ton of volume here, so we're up 3.2% on that $359,000. That is horrendous. And again, I feel like some people are just like, well, we can have all this stuff now, we can get exchanges, and just because you have exchanges doesn't mean that people are going to want to buy the token. Now, obviously, there's people that want to buy the token, but it's too confusing to buy the token. Even something as simple as getting a Coinbase wallet. You have to have a Coinbase, you have to get a Coinbase wallet, and you have to go in and put ETH on there, and it's a whole thing, especially if you want to buy it on Base, which you should. There's some other stuff that we should go over as far as DEFINITY and DEVVE. Let's go over the DEFINITY first, because I believe there's a little bit less news here. Down about 1.5% on the day to 3.7 cents. There's a little volume, 15.7 thousand. Again, not a ton, but this is some. Oh wow, people are not feeling that hot about DEFINITY. It is 33% positive and 67% negative. And I'm not gonna lie, it was 0 and it was 100% negative before I just hit that rocket ship button. Not too much to go over there today, although that's one of the things that I will likely have multiple millions of in the next 4 to 6 months, assuming that DEVVE and OMI go up beforehand. Anywho, so I guess the math on the CEOs will make me a decamillionaire. The math on that is I would need 4-ish cents. I would say like a little bit under 5 cents for me to be a decamillionaire just from OMI. Obviously, that's right now. At 220 million. I'll probably go on and get a little bit more when DEVVE goes up. I'll split that between more the DEVVE profits with more OMI and more DEFINITY. One of the other things that I really want to get some more of, I have a super small amount, but I'd like to get some Illuvium. Illuvium is near bottom prices at $32.27, but it's still the number 318 token in the world, according to CoinGecko. And it still has 8.6 million in trading volume. Now, here's why. I go over and I took a look at this guy named Dracnean saying, what will it take for Illuvium to recover? Illuvium hit approximately 1,800 last cycle. I think it hit a little bit more than that. but has recently revisited its bear market lows of 32-ish. While a lot more promising alts have recovered by this point, Illuvium has failed to do so, and sentiment is at an all-time low. What do we need to see for Illuvium to be successful this cycle when many have moved on to other opportunities? Words alone are not enough. Illuvium's success last cycle was all speculation, a cool idea, and high yields. Illuvium can't fix sentiment with promises anymore. They have to release something really good and soon. Is Gauntlet going to be enough? Illuvium is heavily bonded to Ethereum, and until ETH prices recovers, it will be very hard to see Illuvium go up in value. Sentiment on Ethereum is currently at an all-time low. We need new investors. There are plenty of Illuvium fans, myself included, that will ride or die with this project, but that's not enough without new interest. It's time to ramp up marketing, add modest leaderboard incentives, give the existing community a reason to stay interested, and convince new gamers and investors to look over here. The bugs and multiplayer functions can't wait, and they need to be sorted out. With a very new political environment in America, things could start to move very fast. Time is running out. If the market starts to move and Illuvium is not ready, it will get left behind. I hope the team is ready. Does this sound familiar? I think this sounds familiar. It seems that the FUD for projects not moving is not just in OMI, not just in DEFFINITY, DEVVE. They don't really have a lot of room to FUD because there's a lot of awesome stuff that's happening. But for this, yeah, Illuvium, it seems to be the same. But speaking of DEVVE, let's take a look at that. So yeah, the profits from DEVVE will likely go into a little bit of Illuvium, but mostly OMI and DEFFINITY if they haven't run yet. I do expect OMI to run before DEFFINITY because of all the stuff that they have kind of planned out in their unofficial roadmap. VeVe'Verse rolling out Stacker will have more IPs. They're going to have more. I mean, we've heard about, like anime and manga and stuff like that, but we have Alibaba and we haven't seen a goddamn thing. So like either it's never going to happen or it's really close. And my bet is that it's probably really close. Again, can they solve that problem of, hey, we have these IP and the IP, can we get the fans from that IP to be interested in the digital collectibles? So far, a lot of that answer has been no. But again, we haven't had Ben before. We haven't had his team before. He's been spending quite a bit of money hiring a brand new team of, I would call, super subs. And they're all coming in and it seems like they're hitting the ground running. I'm going to let him cook. It's his interview, which again, I only saw half of, that led me to buy another 18 million. And likely I'll probably get up to 230, probably 240. I hope I get up to 400 million. Is that possible? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll keep y'all posted. Anyway, DEVVE is down about 3.5% on the day to $1.32. We actually reached $1.26 earlier today. There's 1.2 million in volume, so not as much as there has been. I will say that they are confident enough to where they don't need to do OTC deals for the token. As in, like, you could offer them $1 million for tokens at a discount right now. They are not doing it. They do not need that money. At least they would rather have the token, which I think is very bullish. I don't even know if I was supposed to say that, but there's other things obviously that's going on with them. They have not just the major announcement that people are speculating about, but a lot of other announcements before that. Anyway, let's move on to some of the news here. What did I wind up getting into yesterday? Let's see the last thing that we had gone over. Shout out to Greg Schultz, who will be coming on the podcast. He's been on the podcast before. He's President Biden's former campaign manager. And Francisco, hang on one second. Let me find Anthony's photo here. Anthony Francisco will be coming on the podcast again. He is the creator of Baby Groot and the designer of the Dora Milaje. I'll keep you posted on when that happens as well. So speaking of DEVVE, somebody says, say I want to trade Ethereum on the DEVVE exchange. Do we also need to migrate Ethereum to DEVVEX? Like what's happening with DEVVE soon, or can we trade Ethereum in its usual form? And you have Tom Anderson over from the founder of the company saying it will be wrapped Bitcoin and wrapped ETH. The underlying tokens will be held in a trustworthy system with insurance or with large financial institutions that TradFi trust. One thing that is compelling with our approach is that if DEVVE Digital were to go bankrupt, not expected, of course, but regulators want to understand what happens if so, probably same with VeVe, then users can directly get assets back from the bailment system we will dramatically reduce risk, and the type of thing that happened at FTX can't happen with our system. Thought that was awesome. Ooh, I'll go over that later at some point. Foster Hilt, the Ecomi community manager, says this is the single biggest step forward in the pursuit of regulatory clarity and the potential for adoption of digital technologies in the United States to date. Excited to see where we go from here. And that was the executive order where did that go? Oh, maybe I don't have it anymore. Basically, it was the whitehouse.gov saying strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology. I do not have that anymore. I will go and find that later. It's been 20 minutes. Let me get to some of the comments here before I continue on. What would Ben Rose be referring to next week? I think it was the. I'll show you. Hang on. It was when VeVe Digital says urgent call to action. The VeVe community cares for the victims of the LA wildfires. To support, VeVe will be launching a special drop on Monday, 27 January, to help with victim relief. All proceeds will go directly to the Red Cross. Please stay tuned for full details coming soon. We'd love your help. As part of the launch, please go to our Discord page and submit a video of yourself sending a heartfelt message to those impacted by the LA wildfires. We will combine your message for a special video for the victims, and then they give a link to their Discord. So that's something that he was talking about. It's something that means something to him. I really hope this is part of the charity arm that David has teased for years now. We'll see. This says patience pays for those who wait. OMI's rise will soon be great. Ooh, that sounds like the beginning of a spell over there. Sounds great, Spacer. Vladimir Columbus says, Randy, the decamillionaire, let's go. I believe one day. One day. Maybe it's one day soon. I hope it's not for a couple of months. I hope DEVVE goes up, something happens, and OMI gets cut in half, and I'm able to get like 200 million OMI and get myself up to 400-ish million. That'd be great. I will interview Ben Rose again at some point. I don't know when. I will keep y'all posted. That is something that will happen when it happens. Although, honestly, though, if I keep on Ben just said that he just wants VeVe to become a household name, and I completely blew it out of proportion. I feel like if I do something like this again, Ben will be like, Chavez, I can't be supporting this. I can't be coming on. So maybe not. We'll see though. Bill Gardner says 5th. Yes, you were 5th. You were 5th, Bill Gardner. Bobby Green says, hi. I've noticed a lot of people complaining on X, and I didn't have any issues. I picked what I wanted, collectible-wise, chose the edition, and crafted it. It was all very straightforward for me. Some are saying it needs to be streamlined, but I can't see how they can make it any simpler. So I understand what happened. So for the drop today, you see you go on to the coming soon page, and there's a little John Walker. I don't know why they'd use John Walker. Like nobody likes him. Anyway, John Walker has throwing the shield, and then you have John Walker with the shield, and it's like, okay, which one do I pick? And if you don't know, you don't know. You have no idea which one to pick. So at 11, you're just like, okay, which one do I go to? And if you chose the one where he's throwing the shield, and you click into it, you say, okay, here's all the, the uncommon Steve Rogers, all this, and then you get over to where it says the ultra rare Bucky and the ultra rare Captain Carter. And when you go to craft those, let's say you go to craft the Captain Carter or the Bucky, doesn't matter. You need the rare version of that. And it's like, well, I have the rare version. I have Captain Carter's a rare. I have that, so I should be able to craft. Not exactly. Because what they mean is you need the rare that they give you from crafting the other one. You craft your one rare for the new rare, and then you craft that new rare for the ultra rare. And it didn't tell you which one to go first. So if you didn't know and you just pick the guy throwing the shield, well, that's actually the second one you have to go to after you go through the one through John F. Walker carrying the shield. So I understand that if you didn't know, it was a little confusing. And when I went to go in and craft my Captain Carter, it said that the craft was expired. I even made a post on X, be like, y'all are insane. Like y'all like this craft. It's been like 10 seconds. And then I decided to go in again. Like maybe it's kind of one of those things where it says sold out, but it wasn't really sold out. So I went and I was able to craft. I was like, okay, let me take that X post down. So again, if you went in at first and you tried to do that, you might have gotten discouraged. Be like, oh, guess it's sold out. boo-hoo to me. And by that point, you're just like, okay, it's done. And then maybe they lose the sale. Now, granted, the sale is $3, so it's not that big of a deal. But also at the end of that, that might have been like my fault or YouTuber's fault just for not covering that the way that we should have. I just didn't. But this Captain Carter, about half of them. I'd say a little bit less than half have been redeemed for that or burned. So I thought that was cool. But yeah, that's how they could have made that a little better. There was somebody. I'll go over their stuff right now before I get to the rest of the video. Saying I endorse. Oh, I gotta go over that. There's a guy named Up Crypto saying it took me 15 minutes to figure this out, but I was finally able to craft. I don't know if this dude's being facetious, really over exaggerating. I don't think it should have taken 15 minutes to figure out, but maybe, let's say if you're new, it might even take longer. Saying finally able to craft the ultra rare Captain Carter, which is a low release. It's still available, so I think my experience might be shared. Spent 3 to 4 minutes trying to go from the old one to the ultra rare version because it's what pops up on the app first. Not intuitive for participants at all. When I finally figured my first mistake, and I had to craft the rare first, which is in the second slot showing on the app, then go back and take the rare I got, then go upgrade to the ultra rare. It is confusing and extremely clunky from an engagement perspective. Immediately at 11 o'clock, when you click on the upgrade, the message was craft expired, so I thought it was sold out immediately. Yeah, same here. Again, this did not take me 15 minutes though. It says, I just happened to randomly push buttons like you did in 1992 when Mortal Kombat first came out and figured out that it was available, and I finally got a spot when it allowed me to select. And then after all that, I finally figured out what to do. So I've been a VeVe user since March of 2021. I can tell you that new people they're not going to have a clue on how to do any of this stuff. The flow is a bottleneck in the process and confusing. Don't have the same rarity upgrades drop at the same time, or make sure that it's intuitive to the user. Have it in chronological order on the app so that people aren't trying to go for the ultra rare for 10 minutes before figuring out they actually need the rare first. Fair point. And this is why we do this, right? They need feedback. They're going to get the feedback. I guarantee you this does not happen the same way again when they do the Fantastic Four Mighties. Chavez, how do you know they're going to do the Fantastic Four Mighties? If they did the Captain Americas, I'm pretty sure they're going to do the other one. Anyway, this is probably one of those things that, hey, let us do it with Marvel first. Marvel's letting us do that first. And then once they fix that, which I'm sure they will, at least slow fixes here and there, maybe half the stuff is fixed next time. I don't know. I think it went fairly well, despite it being a little confusing. And again, with it being a little confusing, people are learning from it, and it'll be better next time. Omar says, good evening, Omar. Meow, meow, meow. Hope you're doing well. Toby Salisbury, give me the Italians, how Italians buy crypto. Arctura says, after Bill Garter, you're 6th. Very, very good. 6th place. Wes with that, thank you for being a member, saying bullish title. Yes, I believe it is. And who's messaging me right meow? Oh, there's a lot of people messaging me. Anyway, Vivi Ben says, happy Australia Day, boys and girls. Thank you for being a member. I'll put a shrimp on the barbie for you. Oh, my man. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's go back to some other stuff that I was talking about before. Oh God, where was it? Okay, so that was Foster stuff. VV Viral goes on and posts, the OMI token is sub 100 million. I've seen plenty of crazy in my life, but not much crazier than OMI, the deflationary utility token for NFTs of the world's top IP with the metaverse and affiliate marketing program on the way, not being in the top 500. Yeah, agreed. BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF volume surpassed 1 billion in the first 2 hours of trading yesterday. That was insane. Yeah, Donald Trump's crypto czar, David Sachs, says NFTs and meme coins are collectibles. I'm pretty sure that once that becomes law, VeVe will hop on it, and a lot of stuff that has been taken off of the table will be put back on. It'll probably take a long time, but just throwing that out there. Charles, we strongly advise. Oh, rip. If anyone was on X Markets, see if you can get your stuff off, but rip. There's a buddy of mine that had something on X Markets, like, do you think it's dead? And it looks dead. So anyway. Callum UK says, hey Randy. Meow meow Callum. How's it going? I'll go over there. Finally have the stamps. Shout out to this dude. I don't know his name, but he got the 1840 penny black secret rare for 500. These things people really want. These are super collectible. 500. I would buy a Todd, or I would buy something that's close to 500. But this dude bought the penny black, and he's not the only one. You know, YouTube Randy Chavez YouTube audience, that the dude that had 10 secret rare Miles Morales bought his 11th like 48 hours ago. That, oh my god, that dude's insane. In like the best way. Oh, so speaking of this interview that I had just mentioned and based the first 10 minutes off of, Sergio Rodriguez says, breaking, VeVe proudly calls their digital collectibles NFTs. Interviewer asks about the dirty word NFTs. VeVe CEO doesn't back down and responds, our digital collectibles are NFTs, absolutely. Declaration comes on the heels of Trump administration bringing clarity to the space, calling NFTs digital assets within the collectibles category. VeVe fudders are in tears right now. This is a great post. This VeVe CEO just delivered a thunderous slap across the face of any fudder who does not consider their digital collectibles NFTs. VeVe CEO Ben Rose just did an interview with Comic Watch, where he didn't just shy away from calling VeVe collectibles NFTs. When asked by the interviewer if VeVe's collectibles are part of the dirty word, he promptly answered, our digital collectibles are NFTs, absolutely. This comes on the heels of the incoming U.S. administration classifying NFTs as digital assets within the collectibles category. Granted, that is not signed into law yet. That's just words for right now. But in an effort to bring clarity to the space, President Trump's new cryptocurrencies czar, David Sachs, said that NFTs and meme coins represent the cultural and commemorative value similar to baseball cards or stamps. He specifically categorized the official Trump meme coin as a collectible, emphasizing its symbolic rather than speculative purpose. Many of you know VeVe fudders have been unsuccessfully attempting for years to say that VeVe collectibles are not NFTs because they lack self-custody, but the definition of an NFT does not require it to have self-custody in order to be called that. VeVe CEO didn't go along with the fudders' definition of an NFT and went on a YouTube channel and podcast that caters to physical comic book collectors, not shying away from calling their collectibles NFTs. This move will probably trigger VeVe haters who simply do not accept this definition of NFTs. You should watch the full interview because I think Ben Rose did a fantastic job of articulating the inherent advantages of collecting digital comics on VeVe over physicals. And again, I think you only need to watch the first half, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure the second half is good. Arrested on Ukraine's chief army psychologist was arrested Tuesday on charges of stealing $1 million in foreign war aid, bought apartment buildings, BMWs, and $150,000 at home. No wonder people called Rand Paul a Kremlin agent for wanting an audit. That is nuts. Mr. MC1, what's going on? Saying, hi, VeVe fam. Hi, Randy. Yo, what's up, Mr. MC1? My man. I hope you're doing well. So for the 15th year in a row, Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes will be part of the AFC Championship game. Who's ready for that? Captain Kurt says, hey, Randy. Hey, VeVe fam. What's up, Captain Kurt? How's it going? Man, it's I'm only 30-ish minutes in. I'm not too bad. Not too bad on this. I'm not gonna go over that. Oh my god, it's hysterical. The official, any reason we're not seeing? All right, so there's CeeLo over on X saying, hey, VeVe official, any reason we're not seeing the Marvel Rivals variants in the drops? Would love to add them to the collection. I would love that too. I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't add those. I would say either because, well, we're too busy right now. We don't really need to add the Marvel's Rival stuff. But I think that's importantly wrong. I think that part of the reason that they're not adding some type of Marvel Rival stuff is because either they tried and Marvel said no for whatever reason, but Marvel seems to kind of let VeVe just do what they want. I think another reason is because they might have something planned with that. Because I don't really see any other reason why you wouldn't include them in any of either the drops or comic book covers, etc. That's just something that it screams to me that something else is going on. Truck and Hank says, OMI to the moon. Mr. MC1 says, happy Australia Day. Wes says, OMI will change lives. I believe so. Alex M says, we're all going to be millionaires together. Let's celebrate now. Let's celebrate tomorrow. Let's celebrate together and plan for Caribbean vacation once this rocket launches. Alex M, thank you so much for being a member. I think that we can I think we can start planning for certain things. Maybe now, maybe at another point. A little bit more on DEVVE here. Sorry, these screenshots are all out of order. This guy H says, thanks for your quick overview. I appreciate it. While I believe you provide insights into the features of the tech token, my question remains the same. How will DEVVE be used for tech? Anderson says, the main use of DEVVE in the exchange, which is our main focus, will be announced shortly. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it too. I can't wait. That's hilarious. I have a guy named Renee Arana over on the VeVe Facebook page saying, utility isn't the solution for collectors. Today's drop proves it. Real collectors don't chase utility. They value the story. First appearances and special mint numbers are what long-term holders feel are significant. Sure, some people demand utility, but ask yourself, what does that really give you? Cool animation? Great. But does it define value? Disney ticket? An airdrop? 5 years later, it's just another memory. Think about real-world collectibles. Comics, baseball cards, stamps. They're just paper or cardboard. There's no utility yet. They've defined generations of collectors. Why? Because the story gives them value. With VeVe, we have the privilege of owning in a closed app, first appearances from the most iconic IPs in history and mint numbers that tell unique stories. That's a real utility. Priceless connections to culture, history, and legacy. Peace, man. Peace in the Middle East. C-Spill, hey Randy, what's up, C-Spill? How's it going? How many and what did you get today? I got a lot of OMI. I got a ton of OMI. So, and here's to many more. I think end of February I'll be able to get a little more, maybe not too much, but it really depends on what happens with DEVVE or Definity. I still have more Definity than I do DEVVE or more worth in it. But DEVVE will likely be my second biggest bag soon, and it'll probably outpace my OMI bag because OMI's just been murdered in this bear market. So yeah, it'll probably be my number one source soon. I think it would have to reach, I don't know, like $2 maybe. No, that's a lie. $10. I think $10 is more. Yeah, like $8. It's got to go much higher than here. $2 is actually nothing for it. That's pretty nothing. But I would say $8. And as soon as it hits 8, that doesn't mean I'm just going to put half, into OMI. I'll just go in and might sell a little bit at that point. I really want to wait till $20 though, and then I'll get more. VeVe's agree. OMI will change lives in a positive or negative way. Well, it's going to be positive for me. I don't know about other people. Some other people, they sell at a loss and they took a big loss. So rip to them. Alex says, positivity and kindness to one another will make us stronger. I mean, at the VeVe parties, it's kind of just nothing but love. Yeah, that's just nothing but love there. Butters don't go out there because I mean, either they can't afford it or they just get the shit beat out of them. I don't know. Bill Gardner, give me those dabs. So Randy, sorry, just tuning in. What's the big news about Ben and you buying OMI? I'd say listen to it. I don't know. Well, you missed the first 6 minutes, so I'll say I don't know what I talked about. OMI Go Moon. If anyone's ever seen Dragon Ball Z, Bulma, Tien, and Piccolo are on the lookout while Trunks is fighting Cell. And Bulma can't sense what's going on because she's just like a human with no powers, but Tien and Piccolo can sense what's going on. And then she's like, guys, what's going on? And then Piccolo's like, Trunks is big and strong, okay? Ben said words and OMI Go Moon soon, one day, maybe not soon. Believe it, says Randy. Mark Zuckerberg just bought WhatsApp. He has not invented it. Difficult comparison. Oh no, I said he bought Instagram as well. But when he buys these things, they're worth X amount of money. And then after he buys them and implements whatever he does, it's worth a lot more. I could buy, I don't know, I could buy this little these little ducks, and I could make it worth a lot just by adding the Randy Chavez spin to it. So yeah. Rip Carlos, my understanding is Ben Rose is hands-off OMI. That is an incorrect understanding of what Ben Rose is doing. So again, Ben Rose's compensation plan is tied to the growth and success of VeVe. He's not stupid. He's like, okay, well, what helped VeVe grow the first time? It was the fact that so many people got in the OMI token. So I guarantee you he has something to do with what's going on with OMI. Can they not do anything until after the ruling on the lawsuit? Can they not do anything until regulatory clarity? Is it a combination of both? Do they? I don't know. I'm not part of the team, but I guarantee you he knows all about it and is probably working on it as best he can. Because again, that's another way that they'll grow. In terms of OMI follows the fortunes of VeVe, upwards or downwards. Yes and no. Yes and no. Sometimes. Libby's, Rip Curls, Enrose, or Foster Hill, but potato, patata, all the same. I mean, they're completely different people. Unless it's like one of those things like, have you seen Brock McBlockchain and Foster Hilt in the same room at the same time? People think they're the same person. Maybe they are. I don't know. I've never seen them in the same room at the same time either. Pretty sure they're different. But as data shows, OMI doesn't follow the fortune of VeVe. Well, as many good things that have happened for VeVe, and there have been a lot, it has not translated to, well, it's translated to a lot of sales. But I think a lot of people's gripe is that, like, well, yeah, VeVe keeps making money, but my vault value keeps going down. It's like, okay, it's almost as if it's like a collectibles company and not, you know, an investment vehicle. But I understand what they mean. I think vault value, like, I just don't think like these Cryptkins are going to go like 20x. And I have all of the Cryptkins. But I feel like Superman, Todd McFarlane, Batman, Secret Rare Spider-Man, the gold and silver VeVe logo, which I have number 41 of. I feel like those are probably something that we'll probably do. Partner statue as well that I mentioned, Riso. Yeah, I feel like a lot of those will do pretty well. Jelly Belly. So it sounds like a bedtime story. Are you reading a script? I don't typically read. I feel like that one Transformer in Transformers, like, read. Nah, we're not big readers. That was a hilarious movie, and also, now that I'm thinking about it, a little something I'd rather not mention. Anyway, Michael Hobbs over on the VeVe Facebook page says, we need a Marty, Doc, and Einstein collectibles, maybe a clock tower diorama as well. I would enjoy that. Look at Einstein. He's so freaking cute. I would enjoy that as well. That is something that I would recommend. Just checking out your message, seeing this now. Can't do that. Okay, I don't think I can go over anything else. Michael Anthony says, look at MFA, which making higher highs each day after the dip with another upgrade 1250 plus has a buy signal on a chart. I don't know what MFA is. It, based on the sound of it, it is not on. I think you give, like, it's not showing me anything unless you're showing it MFAM, but that does not. Yeah, tell me again. Because ChatGPT write a success story for OMI and mention Mark Zuckerberg and Penrose. Sorry, JK. I do not. So I use ChatGPT for a lot of stuff, but never. I honestly, ChatGPT could not do what I just did. Booth says, "Hello, Dashi. What up? What up, Booth? How's it going, fam? Meow, 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 meow." Let's take a look at some of the other news we got. Directive. Oh, I guess we can talk about Disney's patents that just came out. The Disney's patents could blend movies with NFTs. It's US 2025 022 014A1 suggests a future where movies and NFTs could intersect. Picture buying digital items from films and theaters. Now, we've seen this type of thing before in the theme parks. The patents that they filed a couple years ago suggest that, hey, if you have a certain NFT of Disney in your pocket on your phone, it'll make a difference on what you watch on certain rides. You go on a certain ride, you scan your phone at the beginning, scan your phone at the end, saying you've completed it. Maybe you can get another collectible. And maybe you can go on a different version of the ride depending on which collectibles you get. All of this has been speculated years ago, but this is specifically about intersecting NFTs with movies. A character's unique NFT outfit could trigger a notification on your phone, allowing you to own that digital piece while watching the movie. System would provide real-time prompts with NFT details, merging viewing with interactive shopping. This could change how we engage with films, turning our viewers into participants with the digital economy. NFT for artists. This could mean massive exposure with their work featured in cinematic settings. The implications are significant, potentially reshaping moving experiences or sparking debate on digital integration and entertainment. However, this is not exclusive to cinematic experiences. It also relates to any type of media. The scope is wide. Would you buy an NFT during a visit to the cinema? Yeah, probably. That'd be fun. Again, I've gone over this before in the way that it could be introduced with rides. That line I want to go over again. But the system could provide real-time prompts with NFT details, merging viewing with interactive shopping. Could change how we engage with films, turning viewers into participants in the digital economy. In Backhouse, they said if you had certain backhouse, you get a vote on how the story is written. And what they mean by that is like, well, we wrote 3 different storylines, and depending on how you vote, we'll go with this one or that one. They'll officially be printed. It's possible that Marvel has something like that. I asked David this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, maybe. I was like, hey, there's been plenty of QR codes in Marvel shows. Could we ever get something like that happens to do with VeVe? And he's just like, I'd rather not answer. I was like, okay. So clearly something like that might happen in the future. Is this what he was talking about? Or is this what he was not talking about? I don't know. We'll see. This is hello, Dashi. Get it, Randy. Get it. Roll says, hey, Randy. VeVe, Fam, and Dashi. What up, Roll? Does Ben Rose will become a billionaire? I don't know how much he gets for, what do you call it? I don't know how much he gets for VeVe if he has. I mean, the dude works at Binance. He knows that he's crazy intelligent. I'm sure he's got a lot of OMI, but he's never come out and said that. I think publicly he said that he has very little crypto. But if anyone remembers that episode of Gilmore Girls where Rory gives him like a book, and then Jess writes, some notes in the margin, and she's like, "You've read this before?" He's like, couple times, yeah. And she's like, "I thought you didn't read much." And he's like, "Well, what is much?" So when Ben goes and says like, "I have very little crypto," okay, like if I don't know how much it's worth, but how is very little crypto defined? He could go and say like, "Well, you, Randy, you have like 99% of your net worth in crypto. So to you have very little fiat. To me, I have very little of my portfolio in crypto, and for you, that could be like 85%. It's like if you don't have 99% of your net worth in crypto, it's very little." I was like, "Okay, all right, you got me." And again, I'm just speculating here. I'm sure Ben is very truthful. So 3K gets you 10 million US. Give or take, yeah. I would say, yeah, about that. Captain Curtis, I'm about 2.5 million away from 20 million. Hit 20 million next week, dude. Captain Kurt, very, very happy for you. Thank you, Sanjay, for saying Randy is on live and is covering. Oh, I don't even know if I could read that. Anyway, yeah, those first like 12 minutes I thought were chef's kiss. Greens, I absolutely love the intro speech. It's incredible. Oh, like, thank you. I could write this out in a thread, but it would take forever. I would love to do so, but again, it would just take impossibly long. I don't know if anyone would really read it. Let's do more of the news. Turtle Golf tags me in a post this morning saying, "Real Randy Chavez seems simple. Invest in OMI, engage with VeVe, and collect the future." Yeah, pretty much. Dobby says, "Randy, did you write that soliloquy? Impressive." Well, I'll tell you where it's from. Part of it was a pitch, like the first part about David. That's what I used to pitch to whales whenever like I would talk to them about VeVe, and that was like part of the pitch. At the end of it, I would just be like, "The only question I have for you is, which bottle are we opening to celebrate this great investment?" And so like that was the David part. The Ben part I kind of just wrote today because I finally saw that interview from a few days ago, like this morning partially, and I'm like half paying attention, and then like the little like, you know how like a dog could be like dead asleep, and then you make a little like ruffle with like a bag of chips, and the dog's like, that's. I was kind of like half paying attention because like I love Ben, I love all these people, but like, how much new information are we going to get? Out of these, like, okay, you spend an hour listening to these things because a lot of the questions that are asked are questions that have been asked prior. So you listen to an hour long thing, and it wasn't YouTube where you could listen like 2 times quicker. It was just on X, and it's just like, I have to listen to the whole thing. And a lot of times this happens, and it's just like, okay, you get like 30 seconds where like, oh, and it's fine. But as soon as I heard like VeVe would be a household name in 5 years, I was like, oh. So then I was like, I had to like rewind, like stop, hammer time. I rewound. I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, and I was like, okay. So I made a call to a friend, and I just immediately said like, I know you have OMI, give me some. And he's just like, I can't just do you have money for this OMI? Like what? Like, why am I giving you OMI like at the bottom? And I was like, I don't have money right now. I have none whatsoever. I don't want to sell any other crypto for it, but I know I need some more. And we worked out a deal where I'm going to do something pretty off the books crazy. Wednesday through like Saturday would probably take me. So next Wednesday through Saturday, I will not be around. Pray for my safe return. And then, so dude, awesome. Sent me the OMI right away. I was like, legit. And then now I have an obligation that I have to do. And that is why I will be absent for a few days next week. I hope everyone is going to be okay without me. It'll be fine. Britt Rodriguez says, OMI 2027 price prediction. I mean, that's kind of the next bear. 1 or 2 cents. Like if it goes up to like 10 cents, it goes down 80%, 90%, maybe something like that. I don't know. Maybe back down to 007. Maybe back down. So I have no idea. Maybe back down to 005. Maybe the low in 2027 is like 10x from here, and it's like 003. I have no idea. The bear market. I can give you my price prediction like highs for this year. I don't know what's going to happen in 2027. We'll see. Scott Antonio says hit 80 million this week. My heckin' bay. Hoping prices stay down so I can get to 100. I hope prices stay down for another couple of months. And this way, Mr. MC1 says, today's show is about Ben's leadership. He also added a lot more. OMI. Oh, heck yeah. $ OMI. Oh, actually, what I got to do as well is I have to go on and I have to give y'all the opportunity to smash that like button. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways or Patreon. Smash the super thanks button down below. You know the drill. Oh God, no. Oh God, no. Oh Lordy. Okay, we're good. Yeah, I hope they stay down another couple. Like, it would be great. It's probably not going to happen this way, but if DEVVE went up, and then I put half into OMI, half into Definity, and then Definity went nuts, and then I'd get like 1 billion OMI at that point. But probably going to go DEVVE, OMI, and then Definity. In which case, I'll get millions of Definity. Causes about 10 million for 3K. Yeah, it's insane. Remember when 1 million OMI would cost 7K? I do. I remember. Everyone comment blaze it down below as 420 people are watching. Caesar Vikings, it gets around easier than a successful streetwalker. Big Daddy Chavez. So that's one of my finer one-liners over here. I tried to get a successful screenshot of Ben, and I couldn't. Also, if anyone takes a look at JVZON, who is the marketing affiliate or the head of affiliates for VeVe, that dude is insanely busy. But he's followed by a guy named Ramin Nasabov. Now, Ramin Nasabov sounds like ramen noodles. Sorry, I'm so hungry. Ramin Nasabov has almost 800,000 followers, and he follows him. He follows him. So, I'm pretty sure that maybe there's a reason. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna say there's a reason there. There's ones that FOMO'd a little into DEVVE. Good, good, good. I would say DEVVE is I think that's what's gonna pump first. Hope your dreams come true. I think so. I think so. Crypto Cosmo's bullish on DEVVE. Cosmo is so smart. I freaking love this guy. I feel like everything that comes out of his mouth is just like gold. So I whenever Cosmo talks, I listen. King Panzer's DEVVE to the moon. Can't wait. Can't wait. My child says they made me angry with this drop. It was highly confusing. So I did go over the pros and cons of it and how learning curve. They'll fix it and it'll be much better next time. Go to Cosmos. Congrats, Scott, on the 80 million OMI. Congrats, brother. My child saying it was very hard to figure out. Everything looks the same. They do look similar. They do look similar, but they are different. The ultra rares for Captain Carter, I know at least, is animated, which is really cool. His eyes, the shield. Mr. Armstrong took a few minutes to figure out the drop today, but all done in about 10 minutes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Having it in reverse order was beyond dumb. Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that they'll not do next time. They'll have it clearly labeled next time, I'm sure. Bill Gardner's at a Bon Jovi tribute band downtown Cleveland watching Randy. Bro, you could have a good time with the wife and then come back and then watch me tonight. I've had many a wives tell me my husband watches you in bed when he's supposed to be paying attention to me. They don't say that last part, but I feel it. But thank you, appreciate it. Ash Fox says I bought more OMI this week. My man Ash Fox with a partner statue. What's that called? Profile picture. I love Australia, dude. Australia scares me. Australia is it's got a lot of things that can kill you. So I opt a lot of times to not do that, and opt to do other things. Anyway, my channel says if the SEC said it, it's basically law. I mean, they haven't yet, and also it was crypto czar David Sachs. The SEC will likely echo that at some point. When Greg is on, I won't say anything political. I feel like I feel like that's the time to say, like, I mean, I don't know if I can ask audience questions to him. Maybe I can. Probably, I don't know. I don't want to blindside him with anything. Be advised, like I never give my people like what I'm gonna ask them. It's all just like kind of off the cuff. I feel like it's more natural that way. I mean, if it's a good question, I'll ask it. Is it gonna be a good question? I don't know. John says he needs to release a memo, then it is law. I would. You are preaching to the choir here, my guy. I would love for the SEC to release something like that, and then boom. Great. Pink Panther saying, got my penny black physical. It's awesome. Ooh, I'm jelly. I'm jelly. I'm very, very happy for you. Good for you, man. Good for you. I was signed into law. Oh, you have no idea how it works. I mean, if somebody, like, words are just words. Like, they don't mean anything. I mean, it means something, but you can't just act on somebody's words. You have to wait until you have that official regulatory clarity. Just create LP. Saying, what's up, Randy? Good to see you. Watch from the Mintalot. I thought that was you over there. That camera is like more expensive than my life. But I hope you're careful with that. Michael Antonio says just grabbed another 6 million plus 18 million this past week. Damn, Scott Colin. Didn't you just say that like before? Hold on, where you at? Where you at, girl? Yeah, it hit 80 million OMI this week, and then after this, you had decided to go on and get another 6. My man. And there's a buddy that says thinking about another million today would be a nice little buy today. It would be. It would be. God, I need to get more. I need to get more. What's up, Connor? Give me the smiles. Now says, do you know how to read? In English, and a little in Spanish. Very, very little Russian, but I can do it just slower. Good Lab says, I would like to see David go for the NFLPA, NFL, or any other sports license. That's proven to be very, very difficult. And I don't mean like getting the license. I mean like DraftKings is a $15 billion company, and they closed up shop of their NFT stuff. Autograph.io. Autograph.io has like the Fellowship of the Ring dream team of people, having like Tony Hawk, Simone Biles, Tom Brady. I don't know if they had Michael Jordan. That like they had anyone that was a star was on Autograph.io, and it flopped. Autograph.io flopped. DraftKings flopped, and it's like, bro, what is going on? So a lot of the reason why it did is because they don't know how to market, and they don't know cycles. Like for NFL, no, was it NFL days? What is it for DraftKings, $15 billion company? They could have just waited. Just like, bro, just wait until like this bull market, the NFT narrative comes back. But they decided it was worth it to scrap the whole thing right off the loss. Very, very stupid. Going to be great for us, but very, very stupid of them. Regards to Scott, get that bread. What says, are you doing a truck? No. I've been to Colombia once, not enough to know the layout of things and to do anything like that. Even if I did know how to do that, my life and freedom is to me is worth more than any payday that could offer. And not just life and freedom, but just like morally, I'm not going to bring drugs into this country. That is retarded. Regardless, I feel so old being here. Oh no, not the band sucking. I went to a Pink Floyd tribute band last year, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're pretty legit. There's my friend Lou. He's been on the podcast a couple times as part of the Warped Tour tribute band, and the Warped Tour tribute band is oh Jesus, sorry. The Warped Tour tribute band is amazing. They're awesome. Bill Gardner. Altodero says, kind of wish they would have just upgraded the Mighties, but I guess 6 gems ain't so bad. Yeah, like I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to do anything for free, because if they do, like, one, you kind of change people's collectibles without their consent, so you don't want to do that. And two, you don't want them to allocate resources that's just going to be wasted, and people are like, and they're not going to get anything for it. At least this way, they get something for it. They learn. So it's good. I think it's good that they did it this way. Tommy Billy says, I wake up in the morning and I raise my weary head. I got an old coat for pillow, and the earth was last night's bed. I wake up in the morning, I raise my weary head. Wait, no. What is I think it's Rose Tattoo. Is that what? Hold on. I have to look up Rose Tattoo lyrics because I don't remember them. I got a old coat for a pillow, and the earth was last night's bed. That sounds like them. All right, so Rose Tattoo is like, pictures tell a story. This life has many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I start each day, I take a drag of last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, and then be on my way. So this sounds like it. Like, I wake up in the morning, I raise my weary head. Got an old coat for a pillow, and last night, yeah, the earth was like Blaze of Glory from John. Is that what it is? I don't know that. I love Bon Jovi. So me and my first girlfriend, well, the first girlfriend, we'll put that out there. Living on a Prayer was like our song. So I feel like I know Bon Jovi fairly well, but I guess apparently not. Young Guns 2 soundtrack. I don't even think I saw the first Young Guns. Play the Glory. Oh, is that Emilio? Hold on. Yeah, that looks like Emilio. All right, hold on. Young Guns. What is it going to be? Cast. It is Emilio. Oh, he's Billy the Kid. Oh, I feel like I've seen clips of this somewhere. Those was a Chavez. Hey, there's a Chavez in here. Oh, Charlie Sheen's in there. Yeah, his name's Dick. It's great. Kiefer Sutherland. All right, so Young Guns 2 cast. Let's see if Emilio's back. So I guess all these guys live, except for Charlie Sheen, who I don't see. Oh, not Jenny Wright. Oh, Jenny Wright was so beautiful back in the day. Just I don't know what she looks like now. Okay, she doesn't look great now. Anyway, if it was only one coat, stupid phone. Bill, tell him. Got an old coat for a pillow. The earth was last night's bed. Yeah, I don't know the song. Watch Young Guns 1 and 2 back to back. Thank me later. So there was something. I had Jen, my friend Jen, on the. Oh my god, my back is destroyed. I had Jen on like 2 weeks ago. Watch that podcast. It was really great. And we talked about these movies that we wanted to watch, and I just haven't had time. I really want to, but I'm always like in a meeting, or I'm always like in a talking to someone, or I am trying to write the Cat comic. Um, Guns 1 and 2, excellent movies. Seen the show Bookie on Max. I haven't. Um, I'm trying to get this bread. I'm trying to get this crypto. I'm trying. Like I had like the worst early January that a person could have. So I'm trying to like get this bread. I'm trying to go on and I'm sorry. I'm trying to go on and try to get this crypto. I promise that in the next year, I promise that in the next year, I will go on and I'll have like a weekend where I'll watch all these. But I want to watch, like, when I thought that we were getting Lord of the Rings before I knew it was going to be another Little Prince thing, just fine. Very excited. This is the last in the set, so this might be the last Little Prince thing that we ever get. Anyway, I was like, you know what I need to do? I need to take 12 and a half, 14 hours, and I need to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, director's cut. And it's not going to happen. I don't have the time. I will, though, later this year. I will take like a week, 2 weeks, and I'll just pour myself a big glass of whiskey and vodka. I can't mix those. And then I'll take some other things. And then I know. I could give up sleep, but I don't want to. But maybe I should. Maybe if certain things happen with some awesome fig pin stuff, and maybe if certain things happen with some VeVe stuff and some OMI, maybe I could take some time off. Maybe I can do some stuff. I can go on and yes. All right. Anywho, that looks like it'll be it for me today. Everyone, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for everyone being here. Everyone say hello to Dashi, or bye bye to Dashi. Say bye bye. I was going to shave beforehand. I didn't. I think the first 12 minutes I'm just gonna make into a video. Somehow I'll not. Yeah, I don't know. All right. I love you guys. Goodbye. Do you ever feel like a misfit?